Dear students, let's continue with the discussion of our chapter Electromagnetism. Students, the specific objectives of today's topic are Fleming's right-hand rule and construction and working of AC generator. Students, in our previous lecture, we had discussed about electromagnetic induction. That states that whenever there is a change in magnetic flux linked with the coil, an EMF is induced. So, to determine the direction of induced EMF, we had two rules. The first one we had discussed earlier was Lenz's law, and the second rule which we are going to discuss today is Fleming's right hand rule. Stretch out the forefinger, middle finger and thumb of your right hand so that they are at right angles to each other. That is, they are mutually perpendicular to each other. Then, if the forefinger points in the direction of magnetic field and thumb in the direction of motion of a conductor, then the middle finger is in the direction of induced EMF. Now let's discuss the application of Fleming's right-hand rule in AC generator, which converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy using the principle of electromagnetic induction. Before discussing the construction of AC generator, let's discuss its principle. Students, it is based on the principle of electromagnetic induction. AC generator consists of a horseshoe magnet, carbon brush, a galvanometer, slip rings and an armature coil. Horseshoe magnet is a powerful electromagnet or permanent magnet which produces a strong magnetic field. Armature. It consists of a rectangular coil having a large number of turns of insulated copper wire. It can be rotated in the magnetic field of the field magnet about an axis perpendicular to the field. It consists of two slip rings which rotate with the coil and two carbon brushes that are fixed to the ends of slip rings. Now students, let's discuss the working of AC generator in detail. Students, as already told that AC generator works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. That is, whenever there is a rotation, you can see the rotation in the armature of the coil, the magnetic flux linked with the coil will change and therefore an EMF is induced between the ends of the coil, which you can clearly see here in galvanometer. Now let's discuss the direction of induced EMF produced by the change in magnetic flux linked with the coil. Students, let the coil be rotated clockwise by the handle attached to the axle. As the coil starts rotating, the magnetic flux through the coil decreases, therefore an EMF is induced between the ends, and the direction of induced EMF is along A, B, C, D according to Fleming's right-hand rule. This is because when the coil rotates clockwise, the arm AB moves upward, so the induced current in the arm AB is from A to B, while in the arm CD, which moves inward, the induced current is from C to D. Therefore, in an external circuit, the current flows from brush B2 to B1. Now, when the coil gets rotated by 90 degree, that is, plane of coil becomes parallel to magnetic field, no magnetic field line passes through the coil. So, the magnetic flux linked with the coil becomes zero. And at this point, the EMF induced in the coil is maximum, because the rate of change of magnetic flux is maximum at this instant. Now, on further rotation of coil by 180 degree, the plane of coil again becomes normal to the magnetic field. And as the magnetic field lines passing through the coil becomes maximum, so at this position the rate of change of magnetic flux is zero, hence no EMF is induced in the coil. Now, on rotating the coil further, the magnetic flux linked with the coil decreases and the EMF again increases to same maximum value but in opposite direction. When the coil gets turned by 270 degree from its initial position, the EMF induced in the coil is maximum, as it was there when the coil gets rotated by 90 degree. Now students, you can clearly see that the coil AB and CD have interchanged their position. As a result, an induced current flows in the coil in the direction DCBA, that is opposite for the first. On further rotation of the coil, the induced EMF reduces to 0 again and magnetic flux linked with the coil becomes maximum when the plane of coil gets rotated by 360 degree and becomes normal to magnetic field. Students, the induced EMF so produced between the ends of the coil changes its polarity as well as magnitude in each rotation of the coil. So, it is called an alternating EMF, and due to this induced EMF, an alternating current flows in the external circuit connected between the brushes B1 and B2, and thus the direction of current reverses after each half rotation of the coil. This is all for today, students.